See, I can turn to the camera dramatically from here as well.
Oh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How the devil are we? What do you think of the new, the new view? I've got to remember though to look. We've redone the studio for reasons, and we both sort of felt it was a bit weird that we were sort of at our backs to each other, so we've kind of rearranged it. So Callum is literally, I can almost I'm in your shot as well.
Yeah, you're in the background of my shot.
Can you be blurry instead of me, please? No. But no, it's in a vain attempt to stop me from looking at the chat so much. But plug, yeah. The chat is what makes the stream, if that makes sense.
You can still read it in front of you. It's still
No,
in
I
front of you,
I got the big. Yeah, I suppose I could go off big screen there.
When you put the chat in front of you and the big screen to your side instead.
Yeah, well, I'll just have it over. It doesn't matter anyway. So you're in for a treat tonight because Callum and I came out at 5 to 6. Callum does what he usually. Right, are we ready? Press go live. What are we talking about tonight, by the way?
That was literally as soon as I pressed go live, it was the first thing I thought was, what are we doing?
Oh, we've got a special high-profile visitor. Good evening, Steph. How are you? This is the lady who wanted to hate me but couldn't because I'm a bit of a stud muffin, obviously. She remember when I was doing this before and I had Aaron Ra on as a guest?
Yeah.
Well, Steph was waiting in the Discord server to call in to give us a piece of her mind. But the conversation between Aaron Ra and myself led to her going, yeah, maybe there actually isn't a God.
Really?
Yeah, and we've been sort of friends since.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, she's a big supporter of the channel and one of the very special people who makes it so that I get to make fun of idiots on the internet for a living. So, good evening, Steph. Nice to have you here. So, please subscribe. It's basically, I just wanted to sort of talk about what's going on with Flat Earth. Now, I saw a video from Will Duffy this morning. There's the final debate now.
Right.
And because I'm sort of not exactly outside the Flat Earth debunker circle, but I like to hover on the edge of it.
Yeah.
Rather than be in. So I don't know if any of those guys know, but there's a big debate coming to the TFE channel and what Will has done, which in my opinion is very clever. Again, he's playing his cards really close to his chest. So kind of nobody knows who is going on to debate. I suspect it'll be Jaren and somebody who's still a flat earther. That's my thought, because
that could be interesting.
Knowing the way Will seems to like to work things, I don't think he would make it as obvious as having, say, MC Toon on as a globe representative, if you like, or like FTFE. I think it might be Jaren versus. Is Witsit still a flat earther, chat? Does anybody know? Like I say, I really, really haven't been keeping a close eye on Flat Earth.
He was there, was he?
Yeah, it was basically, Jaren basically said, if my friend can't come, I'm not going either.
Right,
so basically, the original idea, Will said, fine, I'll give my spot to Witsit. Yeah, so thank you, Silent Dave. Always makes me laugh, you and him, because every time I see your comment and read it out, it changes your name. You're no longer Silent Dave. He's still an idiot. So yeah, right, Pad. So thank you for the information, pal. It's it would be very cool if it was Jaren versus Witsit, because they were both down there. They both saw the same thing, which is completely impossible to explain on a flat Earth. So I think that would be a debate that I would watch.
Yeah, that would be interesting, because he wouldn't be able to get away with lying at all.
No, exactly.
If
because
he was like, this. No, I was there. Yeah. That's all he has to say is, I was there, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, exactly. So Steph, so when you said you were working, you are literally working.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh dear me. Yeah, so I think that would be an interesting debate that I would definitely watch. Bri, which one is, can I be Cecil?
No, you're Tarquin.
Am
'Cause
I?
I know
I don't get the reference.
I do. Brian commented on one of the clips. When you were referencing what's his face, the non-flat earther, flat earther, Leo, or whatever.
Level
Yeah.
Earth Observer, yeah.
And obviously
Yeah.
you're on about like real names, and he put a comment saying something like, "Oh, sorry, Tarquin, was I not supposed to tell people?" Yeah,
Right.
Brian, it made me laugh.
So
I
yeah,
giggled when I read it
yeah.
earlier.
I don't exactly keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on here. I'm not very. I never seem to get references.
Yeah, I feel like my brain is 90% just random references.
Yeah. You've got this weird. I think we've spoken about this on stream before. Callum has got this weird ability to remember If I said to him, right, Cal, don't forget now that you picked your beaker up at 6:09.
Yeah.
The odds of him remembering tomorrow what time he picked that beaker up are slim to none, same as me. But if I asked him, when did he first win playing the fruit machines or the bandits in Bank Farm, you can probably put that down to a month and year, knowing
I know that was 2005.
Yeah.
But I would guess, like, it depends when we started. I was really young when I saw.
Yeah, you were, because you saved all your winnings up and you bought a BMX.
Yeah, I was a little gambling addict at the ripe age of 8 years old.
Yeah, and very aggressive when he used to stand there and watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him do it. He would stand there and watch another kid put in their pound coins into the fruit machine and pressing the button. Maybe they win a couple of quid, which they chuck back in. And then at the precise moment, as they were sort of all their turns had finished, and before they could get their pound coin out of their pocket to put it in, Callum had literally zipped in like a Navy SEAL and had his quid in there, presses a button once, dung, jackpot.
It was always like, because it was always the one in the kids' arcade. I don't know how we were allowed to use those. The jackpot was only a £5, but I was 8 years old. £5, that was my pocket money for the week. I had just doubled my income.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It's but it didn't seem to take you that long to save up to buy a bike. I think it was like 100 quid, wasn't it?
I can't remember which BMX it was, but it was around about
I'm sure the jackpot was more than £5 as well, mine. So I think it was 25.
No, so I know which time you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the one in the children's arcade was a £5 jackpot.
Right.
But the two other fruit machines, they were £25 ones. And they didn't really like the kids being on those ones, I think, because they were so out, like, front facing, people could see.
So you would sneak a turn when you could.
So I would sit by the pool table.
Yeah. And slither in at the opportune moment.
No, and the time, because it was 25 pence a spin. And I remember one time walking past it and it said 5p, which means someone had put 20 in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got 5p. And I noticed that there was like one nudge to win the jackpot. I put 5p in.
Yeah.
Nudge came up. Yeah. Boom. £25. At 8 years old, I was like, I'm
exactly.
rich.
You probably felt like Elon Musk.
I've got unlimited McDonald's money here. Yeah. This is crazy.
Please subscribe.
But yeah, I'm convinced that's why I don't gamble as an adult.
Yeah, probably.
Because I remember the lows just as much as I remember the highs, even at that age.
Yeah.
I would gamble away my entire pocket money for the weekend in like 20 minutes.
I can think of one example where you came back to the caravan crying your eyes out and me and Mammy were still unloading the food out of the car because you had literally blown your whole pocket money for the weekend on a few spins of the bandit.
Yeah, because I think you banned me from using them for a while after that.
Because you were getting a bit
crazy.
A bit crazy. Sailor Centrist became a YouTube member. Thank you, pal. Very much appreciated. That is like a super chat that keeps on giving. Unless you cancel. Or something. I don't know. But thank you, pal. Very much appreciated. And thank you to Mark for my new poll. It's weird. So some of the things that are on my... So I've got an Amazon wish list. It's under all my videos. Sometimes people stumble across it, and they'll grab something. Everything that's on there are things that the channel needs, whether it's upgrades or whether it's for things I've got going on that I could film differently if I had different equipment, all that kind of stuff. But it's nuts to me that people, for one, are kind enough to spend their hard-earned on something I need for the videos I make. I know I make them for you, but nobody asks to help, but people do. And some of the things, people buy, it's like, honestly, it's a pole. So I can put a camera or a light in a different position and maybe change the shot. Well, to be honest with you, it's for the camera I'm speaking into now, because the desk-mounted pole that's on, the head of it's broken. So if Callum whacks that desk too hard, I'll suddenly have to start talking to you like this, because I'll be in TikTok mode or short mode, because that's
easy for editing.
The thing at the top of it is really
I didn't
really
realize
dodgy,
that.
and that's why that's been on there. And what sometimes I'll just go back in there then and buy it myself. And like I say, sometimes somebody kind like Mark will buy me an essential pole, and it is very essential. Buenos dias to J Birdmax as well. Right, what's Brian bumping his gums about? I'm gonna have to look all the way over here now.
No, he's having a rampage in the side.
So you have said tonight, you and Callum have come out like edging and receiving potential. There's always somebody who's got to lower the tone in there, right?
Yeah, boy.
Right. I wanted to talk about the type of content we're doing at the minute, and what's working, what's not working. And I spent like an hour yesterday having a look at my analytics and looking at what's doing well on Google Trends, and you'll never guess what's falling off a cliff at the moment, Carl. It's almost, before you answer, it's almost as if it's this weird thing that people keep saying is true, which isn't actually true, and that people are now so fed up of hearing these people just lying through their teeth that they're not even going looking for that type of video anymore. Can you guess what it is?
Is it flat Earth?
Yes.
Wow.
It has literally fallen off a cliff. I forgot to tell you when you got back. I was looking at Google Trends.
Yeah.
And I did it. If you do it over a month, it looks pretty consistent. But if you go back 90 days, you can see the downward decline, which suspiciously coincides perfectly with when the final experiment happened. Can you imagine? Actual evidence seems to have dissuaded a certain type of person from going on the internet to find videos for them to watch, telling them that the earth is something which it isn't, flat. Talking about flat, who saw the Nathan Oakley? Remind me that Chris Shapley asked how the soft sit video did.
Okay.
Because it did very well. And star it, Cal, and that's part of the conversation. The Nathan Oakley video, and now that I know he's a fan and that he watches my live streams, I was very surprised to see him responding to a live stream, which was, it wasn't even the full stream. It was one of the clips that Callum makes and publishes to Creaky Extra. And it was weird because he knows who I am, and he was almost framing it as like, oh, we've got to help Creaky out. It's a fairly small channel, which it is, 7,300, I think it's on. Well, that's what it was on the last.
Yeah.
Oh, shite. Well,
I think it's 7,300.
Yeah, 7.3K, something like that. But the thing, and this wouldn't have been in the video if Callum hadn't come out while I was still making the video and pointed it out to me. So how long was that clip, Carl? Was it like 10 minutes, 11 minutes, something like that?
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Oh, there we are. You were saying about random, and remembering random details, and I'd love it if someone could confirm or deny in the chat. 8 minutes, 20 seconds that clip was.
Right. We'll check now.
On the dot.
We'll check your work now before you hand it in for marking.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, so if Callum is right, then that video was 8 minutes, 20 seconds long. I knew it wasn't a particularly long video, but I didn't know exactly how long. How the hell did he spend well over an hour responding to it?
Yeah, when I first searched up the live stream, and I obviously skipped forward to that part, for the first 20 minutes, I was having a great time. I was laughing. Just obviously, it's my first rodeo with being involved in one of these, so it
Yeah.
was really entertaining for me. And I got bored of him so quickly.
Yeah, he is. He
It was like,
is
oh mate, you're just
yeah.
unhinged.
Yeah, he's just the thing is with Nathan Oakley, and I kind of hope he does see this. He's already been exposed as a liar. He doesn't believe the earth is flat. For him, this is a business. Telling people that the earth is flat is a business. That's all he does. That's his sole source of income. Plus, he's now a published author, but the book's way too advanced for people who are not flat
Yeah.
earthers. But I just dribbled then and getting on. But I just
No.
don't understand how it. So at the beginning, he was kind of, and I hope things go well for Creaky. I've got my YouTube hat as well, and I started. Well, thank you very much, Nathan. That was uncharacteristically nice of you. But by the time I got to about, I don't know, I think my response video was made out of about half an hour of his over an hour response. And by that point, and that's why I cut the video where I did, because, and I think I said this in the video, with Nathan Oakley specifically and the flat earth, everybody knows he's a moron and a dickhead who slapped his kid around on a live stream.
Jesus Christ.
And he's done so much damage to his, I was going to say reputation,
Yeah,
but
that's a
is it even a reputation when it's what he has? I just, but by that point, he had just escalated into calling me a stuttering Welsh moron.
yeah, it was
and it's
very
like,
funny.
that's so original, Nathan. I always assumed you had a team of comedy genius writers behind you.
There was a few things in that were really making me laugh. That being one of them. There was an edit in there, right, where you burped into the microphone. Did you get that far into the
No.
in your video? So
No.
you burp into the microphone.
Yeah.
And he acts like you just slapped his nan in the face. He's like, so this is an edited video, and you don't even, and you belch into the microphone. He was raging because you burped into the microphone, and it just made me laugh, especially because I was like, that's exactly why I left it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. And
exactly. I need to drink more cherry time. Going
and another thing that really made me laugh was, so obviously, we were picking out the comments from that week where I had a laugh on TikTok responding to people.
How was that, Nathan? Another one for you. Oh, it stinks as well. I shouldn't have had boiled eggs before going live.
That's grim.
He's just a horrid, horrid little man, and he can't see that he's just like a worm dangling on my hook.
Yeah,
and he just. I've said about him so many times, I'm never going to make another video about this guy. He's just a dick and he's not worth my time. But then he'll make it worth my time.
Yeah.
Because I don't spend my time or waste my time live streaming for 10 hours a day or however bloody long he does it. No, he does like a 6-hour live show, then a 4-hour after show, all, preceded by a 2-hour warm-up show. It's like, mate, I love making content. I enjoy it. I realize I am incredibly lucky to do this for a living. But you've got to have a life as well.
You can tell. That was one thing. I've obviously never sat through a piece of that guy's content.
He's an arsehole.
And you can tell the reason he gets so emotional about it is because this is his entire life.
Yeah. And it must stick right in his throat that somebody who looks like this and talks like this is right 100% of the time when it comes to any discussion I have about the shape of the earth. It's a globe. And that he is scraping a living by lying to people and conning people out of money. And it must infuriate him. He must be literally dry mouth So, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Shaking inside. He's fuming
Yeah.
that people make a living by pointing out how much of a twat he is.
I could tell he was getting irritated by I think I said this to you the other day. The less we were saying, the more angry he was getting.
Yeah.
And that was the worst ammunition you could have given us, because now just saying things like, if you believe the earth is flat, you're a dumbass.
Yeah. Exactly. It is literally the stupidest thing anybody could believe.
Yeah. And another pattern I noticed in the video, he loves the phrase low-hanging fruit. I've noticed that, right? I don't know if that's a trend with him, but...
So, hang on a sec. Pause there.
Oh, the irony. It's too
Because he is himself. He's not even low-hanging fruit. He's rotten fruit that's been dropped onto the floor, eaten by a cow, and shat back out. So he's your trash can. My favorite analogy. You put a garbage bag, a bin bag if you're in the UK, inside your trash can. Over the week, you get all that horrible bin juice that accumulates at the bottom. Well, flat earthers, Nathan Oakley specifically, is just a rung below that bin juice. And he knows he is. And he also knows that he will not be able to resist responding to this, because he thinks that some literal nobody from the arse crack of nowhere, he thinks I'm going to care about anything he says.
Yeah.
He's just a joke. That's why people call him Nathan Jokley.
Yeah.
It's the most appropriate name I've seen since Expat Taffy, because he is literally a Welshman who is an expatriate in Thailand. So, honestly, he's such a knob jockey.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up, though. What I was going to say was, he kept saying low-hanging fruit. Ooh, that comment's low-hanging fruit. It was like, mate, we are talking about flat earth.
Yeah.
The entire topic is low-hanging fruit.
He probably just didn't understand any of our conversation.
Yeah, because, I can't remember what the exact phrasing was, but it was like, what are these two babbling dickheads talking about? Or something like that. And that was probably the hardest I barely laughed that day. It was so funny.
To him, it probably did sound like a load of old gobbledygook waffle, because he seems to have a difficulty understanding anything that's based around reality.
Yeah. It's so... It was like watching... just how frustrated he was getting. It was like, it's just
the thing is, see, and I shouldn't give all my secrets away, but the more irate he gets, then the calmer and calmer my responses will come.
Yeah.
Until in the end, any video he makes will just come across that he is literally screaming at me for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah.
But he's an idiot, an absolute idiot, and a complete and utter joke. Please subscribe. Now then, content strategy. How did the Sovsit video do? Asks Christopher Shapley, DVM, CVA, CVCH, CVFT. Everybody's favorite American veterinarian, and I didn't even have to look that time. I've been studying your letter.
It's taken you 25 weeks to get back into being able to say it without looking.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy? 25 weeks we've been doing this now.
I know. And he's added 4 more letters since I used to go live regularly on a Sunday before.
4 more letters.
Yeah.
POPE.
Yeah. No, that makes it 8. He didn't have CVC something. He didn't have the last 4. I forgot what they are now. Oh, I don't know. So the Sovsit, and I've lost Chris's comment now. Sorry, Chris, but I'm back on track now, kind of. The Sovsit video did very well, to be honest with you, because at the moment, like I said earlier on before we went off on a 15-minute standalone clip for the second channel about Nathan Jokley. Flat Earth videos they're just not working at the minute. It's like nobody cares. It is literally like only my best pals watch and everybody else is ignoring the videos. And then I throw up one about Sovsits. I thought I'll give it a bash. People used to like them. And it did very, very well. Very well. It's performing very acceptably. So I can definitely see me adding soft sets back into the mix. Now, do you see First Amendment auditors as being different from sovereign citizens or the same as sovereign citizens? I'm very interested to know your thoughts in the side chat. And I'm also very interested to get my hands on those white buttons next to you, or ask you to press the orange one and turn on the aircon. It's boiling in here.
Yeah, it is getting warm
I'm
now.
sweating like a sweaty person.
Would you say, that Sovset and First Amendment auditors kind of all fall within the category of like
general dickheads?
Pillock in public.
Yeah. I don't know, see? So I think Sovset, First Amendment auditors, and Karens are 3 separate categories, but they can all be the same as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, but the whole Karen thing has like sort of gone from the internet now.
Yeah, I know.
That was like a big
2021,
2022 sort of, because you did a lot of those videos.
I did, yeah. Well, if you look at my channel homepage and go video tab, sort by most popular, I think the 3rd video is Crazy Karen crashes into a car at McDonald's, or
I think it was like lockdown times, wasn't it?
Yeah, when people would watch anything.
People would watch anything and loved watching people absolutely lose their minds.
Yeah, and I took a substantial break from Flat Earth. I think maybe it was 4 or 5 months that I didn't even say the words flat. Or, well, I may have said the word Earth, but I definitely didn't say the words flat and Earth at the same time. Ooh, excuse me. Especially for you, Nathan. It's, I don't know. It does really well. Let me just address this.
Welcome to the Blinder Gang, man.
I know you are pretty much, you've been a member of the Blinder Gang exactly the same amount of time as me.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. But thank you, Chris. That's extremely kind of you. The Brain Pain Coach. Bloody hell. I don't know what happened then. I'm not even eating ice cream. Thank you, pal. Very much appreciated. Narc, he's brilliant.
It varies from video to video with him.
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch it and I love him, and other times
you think he's a massive dong.
Oh my god! Other times I just want to punch him.
I've got a video. See, I made a video about Narc, and it was one of my videos, and I wasn't being kind about him because the video I stumbled across, I thought, what an absolute knob. Get a life. Yeah, everybody sometimes is too lazy to put their shopping cart back. You should do what they do over in the UK and put £1 in them. Then you take them back. It works.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that when I was in America. No, is that a thing in America, Chris? Although, but that being said, they got dollar bills out there, haven't they? So they'd have to have giant bloody things on them. And by the end of
they could do like it would probably be like a quarter in America, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If it was 20 pence here.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind sacrificing 20 pence just to save my old legs walking back up to the trolley bay.
Yeah, that's true.
I definitely wouldn't mind that at all. But so I made a video responding to one of his videos, calling him a knob and all, one of my sort of standard videos. And the number of people that were upset with me.
Because his car.
How dare I say things? He's doing wonderful work. He's just going around being annoying.
Oh, yeah. But that's what I mean. I don't... Do you know who he is quite adjacent to? Is Cycling Mikey.
Yeah, my knowledge of Cycling Mikey is limited at best. I'm aware of who he is, what he does, and that everyone kind of hates him.
Oh, yeah, universally. I think he might be one of the most hated men in Britain. And
is it just because he's a cyclist?
I mean, that is all the reason you need.
Yeah.
But on top of that, is basically his whole thing is he catches people on their phones.
On your phone and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he just, and his whole backstory is, I think his father was killed by a drunk driver. So he's again.
Fair enough. He
Yeah.
feels justified in doing what he does.
No, but this is the thing with cycling, Mikey, is I feel like if he approached things differently, a lot more people would be backing him, because all he's doing is reporting people for going on their phones while they're driving.
Yeah.
The problem is he antagonizes people because he's trying to get clips. Because he's making money.
Yeah.
And he's just so inflammatory, and he has such a power trip while doing it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. There was a case of a taxi driver, and he was essentially begging him, saying, you know, if you report me, I'm going to lose my license, which means my job, which means, you know, I've got a daughter, this and that.
And I bet he still reported
I think he did. And he was like, oh, it's up to the courts. We'll leave it with the courts. And it's like, the law is not always that black. There is discretion in the law. Like, I don't care how.
Yeah.
The guy was stationary in traffic. It's not like he was doing 40 on a phone call.
Yeah, exactly. Or playing Tetris and steering with his knees or something stupid like that. That would be fair enough then. Breaking news. I knew I should have switched from Tesco's to Lidl and not Tesco's to Aldi. It's £1 for a trolley in the UK with Aldi. 25 cents in the US. It'd be cheaper if I fly over once a month and do a big shop.
I saw Chris said the same thing. It depends on the supermarket, and they're usually a quarter.
That's insane.
But I just feel like, like you said, that's not incentive enough to take it back. I don't think.
They'd be everywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see any grass in Blenheim Ice for Tesco trolleys.
Yeah.
Did you see that hang on a second. Let me try that again. Rewind. Did you see where that vegan teacher wishes she could have her old life? She can have her old life back. Just pop into McDonald's. Your normality will be restored. You'll feel it washing over you. No, I haven't.
She started popping up on my TikTok.
Has she?
Not recently. This was a while back, and she's sort of gone again now.
Yeah.
I clicked. It was a live stream, and she was just being more vile than ever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That sounds about right. I think she does.
Oh, she's a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's like
a full-time rage baiter.
Yeah, like a not even like Dai Ling Ping. Because Dai Ling Ping, if you ask Dai what he is, he'll say, I'm an online troll.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I'm trying to get him on. I've been speaking to him about it. Now, I don't know anybody here who's not Welsh will have no clue what I'm talking about, but look up a YouTube channel, and not now. I might even wait until at the end. But no, it's called Mr. LBX. And it's a guy
back in the day
called Dai Ling Ping. And back when Callum was like 10, 11, 12 years old, Dai Ling Ping was literally a legend in Swansea. He was the biggest YouTuber ever to come out of Wales.
I'm not even lying. If amongst my age group, if we manage to get Dai Ling Ping on you, I will have bragging rights for life within my age group.
And I've been speaking to him, but So I messaged him. He commented on something. The title of last week's show prompted his comment. So he kind of, and you know, but he's screw him.
Yeah.
Everyone hates me. That's what makes it fun, or something like that. Yeah. And I responded. I said, "Oh, Dai, how do you feel about coming on for a chat one Sunday?" And he said, "Oh, do you want me to come down to you?" And I said, "Yeah, come down." I said, "You know, we sit down in here. We'll have a laugh. We'll have a chat." And I said, I'll WhatsApp you now. I was like, last Monday.
Oh, you didn't message him?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, no.
And he just hasn't replied.
Yeah, fair.
He hasn't replied.
Yeah. But no, that would be, like, he was he's a big deal for people in my age bracket. Like his Call of Duty videos. When he did Ling Ping style, Gangnam style, that was brilliant. He's one of those, like,
he's very Marmite though.
Yeah, but for, I would say, majority like UK, I don't think it was obviously very big in Wales because he's Welsh, but I think for anyone who's around about sort of 30-ish is probably very familiar with those old dialing ping videos. They were
exactly.
amazing.
There we are. Like Ben Speed says, be amazing if you had Die on. It'd be amazing if I could get him to reply to my WhatsApp message. But Die, if you seeing this, where is it? I don't know where to point.
Come to my house.
Another Swansea boy who wants you on for a chat. And if you don't want to come here because I look like I smell or whatever, then we can do it remotely. But yeah, it'd be awesome to have Die. It would be such a laugh.
Yeah, it would.
But he's not going to have fun in this room with Die on, is he?
No, he's going to be absolutely roasted in this room, to be honest.
Exactly. We're going to have to crank everything up, open the doors, take the roof off. Otherwise, he'd be melting. But yeah, look him up. Right, Project Curve, because I can see a couple of people asking about it in the side chat. It's doing my Sweden. I've actually, this week, and I was going to talk about it later, but thank you to, I think it was David Messer.
Right, Dave.
And Matt Koch. Matt Koch. So I've actually emailed a couple of universities this week that have like not weather departments, as in, you know, if you want to be a weather, I've forgotten the bloodyology now.
Meteorologist? No, that's not.
Somebody in the side chat will correct me. People love to correct me. But yeah, it's so I've emailed a couple of universities to see if they can do anything to help me. And I've also actually, I'll note this down because I'm gonna forget. You just put a new phone or whatever. First thing tomorrow, I got to email
the person.
Meteorologist, thank you, Christopher Shapley, DVM, CVA, CVS. Oh, it's starting to get warmer, you know. My memory works less and less the warmer I get. Yeah, everyone's Wyatt. Good evening, Wyatt.
I was right.
Howdy, partner. Yeah, did you say meteorologist?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Cal. I said no tonight. I'm not very good at remembering stuff. Matt Crotch doesn't understand what grape juice has to do with Creaky. I love this story. These are the cliff notes. I was in a liquor store in New Jersey. The woman behind the accent. The woman to make it easier for editing. I was in a liquor store in New Jersey, and the woman behind the counter who was serving me liked the way I spoke. She seemed to think I had something, what did she call it? An accent. And when I said, I'm Welsh, she went, grape juice comes from. So she thought Welsh and Welch were the same thing. Same as some people think Wales, Whales, is where I live. Well, I'm not Jonah, so I do not live in a whale. I live in Wales. Cymru, Wales. That's how you spell Cymru. Just accept it, because I can't actually see CYMRU. CYMRU. There we are. I'll never remember that again now. But yeah, Matt, that's what grape juice has to do with me. And yeah. So anyway, so back to Project Curve. Yeah, I really want to get this done, and I'm starting to be fearful now of whether or not it's kind of, I don't want it to get to the point where it's like, oh, we're going to have to wait again because we're going to have shite weather all the time. That's the problem, see?
I mean, this is the thing, is it was like, what, 10 months ago, I think we went up to where we went to for the first...
Yeah, exactly. And to anybody who's worried as well, and I'll say this live on the air, the money's just sat in a bank account. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's literally sitting there. And every time I log onto my bank, it's going, why haven't you spent me yet? So,
did you get any replies from any universities? Or?
Not yet, no. But I'm going to chase them up, because when I send an email from one of the email addresses that I use, it always seems to end up in the person's spam folder, and then I'll get a random reply 3 weeks later, and I've got no idea what they're on about because I may have emailed like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. So yeah, so that's kind of where we are with Project Curve. I gotta get it taken care of.
'Cause
Brandon,
really,
hang on, sorry, God, Brandon, no, Wales isn't the plural of Wales.
Really,
Well,
oh, go on, sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm overthinking it. Go
Yeah,
for it.
really, it would be awesome if we could get it done before the end of the summer. But like, you know, I guess September technically counts. We usually still have good weather in September.
Yeah.
But it would be nice because, yeah, like you said, then what? If it's not a 2-year project, it's just sitting around waiting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that happens with my Russian email for obvious. Yeah, I don't think it's for the same reasons that it happens to my email. I think there may be different reasons, Padge. Do you know the balloons will go above the clouds? It doesn't matter how cloudy it is. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah, it's
because
wind.
you wouldn't be able to see the Earth, would you? You wouldn't be able to see the Earth clearly from heavy, because you're American, Dave, and you, if memory serves, which it rarely does, so correct me if you need to. But we blue skies over here. So you all know by now, Chris is my mate outside of YouTube as well, and he's coming to visit next year. And he sent me a message saying, when should I come to make sure I get good weather? Like, don't.
Flip a coin.
Yeah, or
don't.
Either don't or roll a dice and hope for a 6, and you may get lucky. So yeah, that's the idea, Dave. Yeah, that's the idea. And I want it to be this sort of I want it to go as perfectly as it can, because I want it to almost be like a sort of a mic drop moment, because I really, really think the flat Earth is done. Like, completely done. People just do not seem interested in watching, because, you know, I've said so many times how many times I've heard all the same arguments, but it's the same for the people that watch the content as well. Flat Earth hasn't had an original thought since.
Well,
Flat Earth has never had an original thought.
No, it hasn't had an original thought since people figured out that isn't the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
However many, I don't know, centuries ago. Going
back to Jokley as well, he made reference to it. We hadn't even spoken about it. I knew what he was on about. He was on about Eratosthenes and the 2 sticks, one in Alexandria in Egypt. That's how, you know, one of the first sort of confirmations that the Earth was probably a globe. And lo and behold, later on, we find out it was definitely a globe. But he was saying, oh, so you think 2 sticks and some shadows proves that we live? Well, yeah, it does.
It proves it more than whatever waffle he was going on about.
That's the thing. See, and do you know, it's funny that Nathan Oakley video, my favorite part of it turned out to be everybody else's favorite part of it. So pull my channel up, Cal, and go to that Nathan Oakley video, and I'll direct you to the correct time in the video, because I did something in that video, and I'll clear it up for Nathan now for when one of his little minions send this live stream to him, because he loves to be sent stuff where he's being talked about. About 12 minutes. Press play there. Freakum, because we knew the Earth was.
So what's that got to do with anything?
Not a clue, mate. I've slept since then. This live stream was over a month ago.
Earth flat. Yo, Creaky.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about that? Is that some message that you can straw man and pretend that I just said you just say balls or what you've got?
Well, to be perfectly honest, Nathan, in your case, I probably won't do anything, because 1, you're just not worth my time, and 2, my objective on YouTube is to highlight just how completely insane flat earthers are. But you do such a good job of that yourself, I don't need to help you.
For you to assert there's a physical geometric sphere edge for a horizon below surface level in orthographic, begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking Earth curve mathematics.
I've got to ask, why are you...
Yeah.
Right, so, to somebody who maybe isn't aware of this whole flat Earth thing, they may stumble across one of Nathan Oakley's videos, and if they're gullible enough to believe him, he sounds very articulate, right?
Mm-hmm.
but I demonstrated in my response exactly what he does. So pull the video back up and press play. You're starting to get so angry. Is it because you can't bear the thought of somebody like me being right? But I will say this, Nathan. Within the evolving discourse of socio-cultural dynamics, the reification of perceived realities frequently predicates a non-linear trajectory of conceptual actualization, and this invariably fosters orthogonal reassessment of foundational ontological assumptions, thereby driving a paradigmatic shift beyond mere empirical validation. So, could you follow what I was talking about then?
No, what did you just say?
Absolutely
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Not a thing. It wasn't even coherent. It meant nothing. I may as well have gone wigga wagga, and it would have been exactly the same. But what I was doing was demonstrating what Nathan, because that's all, a lot of his monologues that sound, there's a lot of intelligent words in there,
Yeah.
but they're either used in the wrong place or used because he misunderstands what they mean. There we are.
Yeah.
Dave
word
knows the
salad.
score, see?
Right, Dave.
That's exactly what it was, just, and I did it on purpose. So what I did, right? 100% transparency. I went on to Google and I went on to Google Gemini and I asked it to type me a paragraph, only a couple of lines, that to a lay person would sound rather intelligent, but in reality would have absolutely zero meaning. And that's what it spat out.
Yeah. Or everything Russell Brand has said for the last 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
He's another.
Yeah, he's another one. He's not Nathan Oakley stupid,
No.
but he's got a tendency to use unnecessary big words. And that's usually a sign that a person isn't that confident in what they're talking about. Because if you feel you need to mask a limited understanding or a misunderstanding with eloquent sounding words rather than just saying, don't be a knob, the earth isn't flat,
Yeah.
then it's pointless.
This is a quote by someone, and I feel like it's going to be someone famous, and it's going to be a very well-known quote that I'm about to butcher. But it's something along the lines of, essentially, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't know enough about the topic. Do you know, like,
I haven't heard that.
no, I can't.
No.
I can't remember. Or if it's, you can't. It's something like that. Like I said, I've definitely butchered it. But
yeah,
if you've got a genuine knowledge of a topic, you should be able to explain it to someone at every level of the argument. So you should be able to explain it in super basic terms for children.
Yeah.
Slightly more detailed for, average adults.
Yeah.
And then, jargon for the nerds of the topic that are gonna know every single detail.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's bug.
The thing is, right, with him as well, he doesn't seem to realize that all he's doing when he does that is just illustrating how little understanding he has.
It was Einstein.
Was it Einstein? That quote?
If you cannot explain it to a kid, you don't really understand it. There we are. It was something like that. Yeah.
Welcome to the
No.
blinder guy.
Ooh, super chat.
Sorry, Andy.
Okay.
Wrong button. How will your balloon experiment improve on Madge 2? I can't. It does, but I can't even remember. I think it was Mr. Sensible had the 2 artificial horizons, and we are doing 2 and vertical, isn't it? So
it's been so long since we had that conversation.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I can't properly remember.
I remember
myself.
the guy saying there was something different about this one than Mr. Sensible's.
Exactly. And that's kind of, that's the whole point. Well, no, the whole point of it is just because it'll be a fun project when we can get it kind of polished off and made into a video, because that's another thing as well. See, it's not just getting it done.
Yeah.
We've then got to turn random bits of footage into a video, which means sitting down and writing and doing
also, like,
voiceovers.
the
And
first 10 minutes of footage it's going to be like a year old.
yeah.
So we've got to kind of write that into it
Yeah,
as well.
exactly, because I'll have different. I know I got different tattoos now to what I had a year ago.
And you had a bigger beard in those videos as well.
Yeah. No, Andy, listen, come back. No apology necessary. That's just my recollection of the conversation. Yes, it's going to improve because I've spoken to Mr. Sensible as well. I've had a couple of lengthy video calls with him, and we discussed, what he did, what he didn't do, but wishes he had done, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there we are, Brian. Thank you, pal. Makes me feel slightly better. It took Mr. Sensible ages to edit it all. Yeah, it's videos like that. The videos I make at my PC that you see on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that they're kind of straightforward. I've been doing it for so long, and I can almost do them on autopilot. But that type of video, same as the Stand By Me video, I wouldn't have had a clue where to start editing that. That was all Callum with maybe I contributed about 2 or 3% in ideas to what I had this idea in my brain of how I wanted it to look. And fortunately, when I explained that idea to Callum, he went, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So it worked.
Yeah,
it worked well there.
It worked perfectly. We both had the exact same vision, I think, for that video.
Yeah.
But that video, sorry, like you said, you can get a video done in 8 hours, say.
Yeah.
That Stand By Me video took me, like 4-5 days to edit?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
it's different. That's what it's now. It was nice when people said, "Oh, I love this. You're going to do another one." It was like, oh, do we have to?
Yeah, it takes...
maybe, but maybe
I love editing.
Maybe I should do one of you, make it like a Creaky Christmas single.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Dave Messer asks, what kind of camera will you be using in the experiment? A Canon EOS M50 because it's lightweight and it can be set so that the battery will, you can power it with a power pack so that the battery will run long enough for the balloon to ascend and descend and hopefully not crash 50 miles away.
Yeah. The lens though,
the lens is the big area of debate. Now, Will Duffy has reached out to me and Will is willing to finance whatever the lens may be. Will put something out on the TFE channel asking flat earthers to tell me what cameras to use. They might reply someday, but none of them did, obviously. I saw somebody saying that, there we are. It was Dave Messer again. P1000, absolutely garbage camera for video, for one, and probably you'd be better off strapping a 50cc moped to the bottom of the balloon because it would have just about as much chance of lifting it. They weigh an absolute shit ton compared to the cameras that wear the balloons, because again, this may be my slight misremembrance of it, but isn't the housing for the cameras and everything made out of balsa wood, that really thin, that we all used to love throwing at each other when we were kids and making each other crap their pants because we thought we were having a plank launched at us?
Yeah.
And it's like wooden polystyrene. GoPros. I tell you what, Dave, you're a proper ideas guy, you know. I'll have to give you my email address. Pro Go. I'm assuming you mean GoPro, or perhaps you're from Australia and I was wrong about being in America. I think there are GoPros going up, but the GoPro isn't the main camera because it would be pointless, because all flat earthers would just say, oh, you use the GoPro. Everybody knows that the GoPro can magically turn flat things round. So there will be GoPros going up, or other brands are available. This video is not sponsored. But
action cameras,
yeah, but they're not the main camera. GoPros suffer barrel distortion, Brian. Yeah, they do. And
yeah, I think the GoPro is kind of going up more for,
it's just secondary.
Just to look at more than it. That's not necessarily the evidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just up
And
there.
I can visualize, Carl. I can visualize the end of the video. I want this to be like a mic drop moment. And then I just say thank you to everybody for watching. Love you, bye. But then instead of the stupid dad joke, it cuts to me with like heat on the screen, and I'm walking down this long straight road towards the sun.
Yeah.
And then I get run over by a sovereign citizen.
Oh, yeah, that'd be funny.
and that starts the justification for ripping on sovereign citizens. Not that you need any justification to do that, but yeah, it's I think it'll be a cool, once it's all done, it'll be cool. It was the same as the song. It just took forever because there was outside people involved. You know, my mate Pablo from Spain, he was involved and he mixed the track because Callum and I, even between us, wouldn't have had a clue how to make me sound as close to being a decent singer as Pablo was able to do. But oh no, Dave, I'm not gonna stop the jokes at the end. I was just, you know, I was just trying to articulate my vision for the end of all right, Coco, calm down, will you?
Is she in here?
I don't. Yeah, she probably once said Scooby, didn't she?
I'll let her out now.
We can't have a dog shitting live on the internet. Oh, actually, that could potentially go viral. Yeah. Let us sit in your head, Cal. See how that goes. That's got a viral clip written all over it. Camera ought to be an Insta360 X5. Yeah, somebody else suggested the Insta360, but again, I think that's another one of those cameras. It's got a 180-degree lens on both sides, which is why it literally you could cut a square of cardboard and put it flat on the ground, and it would make it look like it was a ball. So
I love those cameras.
They are awesome.
They look
absolutely
so cool.
Awesome. And I know a lot of the motor vloggers use them. The Stradman uses them, Matt Armstrong, because they can put them, you know, it looks like they got a follow posh. He's got a drone camera for no, it's an Insta360 on a selfie stick, which it can make invisible somehow.
Yeah, I don't understand how they work.
Do you know what I think it's, you know, because there's it's essentially got a 360-degree field of view.
Yeah.
I think when you go, but obviously you got 180 on one side, 180 on the other side, and when it flips, there's got to be a dead spot there somewhere. And I wonder, maybe is that what hides the stick? You know, is it a dead spot? And when you put it on or when you're using the selfie stick, it gets rid of it. That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe it's all just real live. I don't think it is, because it would have made flat earthers right. CG. But they're very cool cameras. But again, I think that flat earthers would throw their toys out of their pram if we use one of those as well.
Welcome to the Blinder Gang, Mush.
Thank you, Scotty Orange, for becoming a member. Why did I suddenly get so loud then? And why am I sweating so much?
Oh, sorry, Tristan said,
I've already had my shower this week.
There is a dead spot. It's kind of like your eyes. And
so that is how it does. I wondered if it might be.
Because it's tech, they can aim the blind spot quite well. So yeah, it's concealed clearly, but there is a dead spot.
Yeah. Ah, right. Well, that makes absolutely no sense at all, but I'll take your word for it. No, that's kind of what I thought it was as well. I thought it must have something to do with the 360 or is it 359 degrees or 358 degrees, and you got a spare degree on either side to hide the stick. I don't know. No, Mr. Andrat, I don't think it's digitally removed in post. I think it's literally the camera just bins off the stick while it's recording the footage. That's kind of where we are with Project Curve. But again, if anybody's worried about where the money is, it's sitting in a bank account, perfectly safe and sound, and I know exactly who gave what and all that good gravy. Please subscribe. Somebody asked me a question this week as well. It was a really cool question. It made me feel cool for a few seconds anyway. You know the paintings, like the digital art I created. I've sold quite a lot of them now.
Have you?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, Pad just bought a couple of them.
Oh, very cool.
So there's 2. No, I think I've sold like 40 odd of them.
Is it?
Which baffles me.
What, all that design, or have you got a couple of different ones on?
Oh yeah, I think I've got 4 different
oh, very cool.
4 different designs. And now I can't remember why I'm talking about it. I do this every week. I'll start talking about something and I don't know, I'll see a fly or whatever, sweat a bit more than I want to. And then I forget why I'm even talking about what I'm talking about while the words are coming out of my mouth. So that it probably is old age, Steve. Definitely is. But the 360 setup does what? Does what? Everybody's making me want an Insta 360 now.
Oh, I know, they're awesome.
Yeah. I can't see any use for one of those for me though.
I mean, other than trolling flat earthers, there's not really much
I can
use.
make everything around it. Oh, don't know, Andy. Just mentioned the squid. Side chat again. Remember I showed you that a really cool feature earlier on. I feel like I want to show everyone what it was.
I don't think so. No.
Do you know, I can remember when I used to be able to do like a 3-hour stream, no problem. Now, what's it going to be like when I turn 60? I'll have to show that card every 10 minutes.
To be fair, that's the first pee break you've had in weeks.
Yeah, it is actually. I was pretty good last week. Please subscribe. I've had a proper lazy on the couch. I've done naff all day, except nipped out to buy Sunday lunch for me and Mrs. Blinder and brought it back to the house and we ate it. So we've been binge watching the Osbournes. Now we've seen it before. There's a couple of things about that show that have not aged well.
I can imagine. But I feel like we should say, first of all, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. But it was Sharon Osbourne getting so excited that Kelly had spent the night at a party with P. Diddy. And she actually said in this episode, I bet he's got a lovely willy on him, and I bet it's always oiled up.
Oh,
and it was from 2002. I tell you what,
Jesus,
that's just one of the things that hasn't aged well. But
yeah, I think they've, because they were all doing the podcast together, up until Ozzy's death. Now,
it's just sad, isn't it?
It's so sad.
He's 76. He was 4 years younger than my father. But it's just, I feel like he was Ozzy Osbourne, but
yeah, I think he was 76, but that's like 276 in Ozzy Osbourne years. The amount of drugs he did throughout his life, the fact he made it to 76 is incredible.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
It is. He was one of the last true living legends. There's not many of them left, and Ozzy Osbourne was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
We just gotta wrap Tom Jones in bubble wrap now.
Yeah.
Don't go outside.
Yeah, don't go. Have you seen Tom Jones lately?
No, is he starting to look old?
He's starting to. He walks a bit like Grandpa now, and
does he?
Yeah,
he's not gyrating his hips anymore.
No, he's suddenly gone from, older sort of Welsh hunk to now it's like, he's just an old man now, isn't he?
I bet women still fancy him,
I tell you what, he can still sing.
It does not make. He's got no business being that good at. What is he? 90?
80. I thought you'll have to Google it.
Tom Jones is 85 years old.
Right? 85, and he's still performing, still doing his thing. But yeah, it's
but it's not like he's just still performing. Frankie Valli's still performing, but I don't think anyone's told Frankie Valli.
I was gonna say, standing on stage with one of your hit records from the 60s playing while you do your best impression of a goldfish, isn't really performing.
Yeah.
He looked scared.
Yeah, he looks like he's being held at gunpoint from the audience.
Exactly. There were two blokes just off stage with AK-47s pointed straight at his temples. He looks scared shitless.
I've seen comments of people saying that I think Frankie Valli owes a lifetime's worth of money to the mob, and that's why he's still performing.
Honestly, watching Frankie Valli perform would be like watching Stephen Hawking participating in a breakdancing competition.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say egg and spoon race then.
That was the only race I ever won at my school sports day.
Egg and spoon race?
Egg and spoon race.
You just...
Yeah, didn't have to cheat. I actually won it fair and square. Every other race I was involved in school was...
balance the spoon on your head.
It was just ridiculous. Somebody said Hulk Hogan died as well.
Yeah.
He's dead. But it usually comes in threes, doesn't it? So who's going to be next?
There's been quite a lot of deaths in the last 7 days, because I've seen people saying, it comes in threes, but then people already... I've seen... It's always Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, and I've seen a handful of different... The third one, I don't know.
I keep hearing the green grass in my head. My doctor said I had Tom Jones syndrome. I asked if it was rare. He said, well, it's not unusual. Right, you should have sent that to me, and I could have used that at the end of tomorrow's video. Should have sent it to me on the QT.
You could still use it.
Hang on. I feel like these are just all going to be jokes now about dead people.
Yeah.
What's this one saying? Steve Jobs died. Johnny Cash died. The only good thing left is Kevin Bacon. Don't let him die. I don't
know. Is Kevin Bacon I don't know what...
I don't know if...
In the UK, Kevin Bacon is just the guy from the... Is it EE adverts? He
No.
Hang
on. In the UK, if you're under 30, Kevin Bacon is the guy in the EE adverts. Kevin Bacon was the guy in Footloose.
Oh, is that what he's from?
That's what he's from, yeah. And he was in Flatliners with Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland. He's that's just really aged me.
That's very funny.
But Tremors as well, and that was before he had Parkinson's. Sean, he was in a film called Tremors. It was basically giant worms,
right?
That were under the ground, and they would come up and eat people. It was brilliant. Okay. I've seen it about 14 times, and it's terrible, absolutely terrible. But
so yeah, I should have clarified. If you're under the age of 35, would you say? 30?
30. He's the guy in the EE adverts.
Yeah.
EE is a mobile phone network. Excuse me. In the UK. And for some reason, all the big companies in the UK want to have American movie stars advertising their wares.
It is funny when you see it'll be like someone where you just think, how the hell has this company got the budget to pay for Snoop Dogg to be promoting ice cream? Yeah. What's going on?
It would be like if I had, I don't know, Keanu Reeves advertising my channel.
Yeah,
how the hell is he paying for that?
If the stinger at the beginning of your video is Keanu Reeves going, tidy!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this will ruffle a few feathers. I cannot stand Keanu Reeves.
Do you know we could probably get Philip DeFranco to say tidy on film?
How?
Buy an item of merch in his merch store.
Ooh.
Because he uses his fourth wall the same as I do.
Oh, yeah,
he
does.
To say his fourth? Yeah, I think I am. I've said it now.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody forget. And I know it's one of the things that he does as well. He sends out
Is there?
Yeah, and of course...
There's no way he does it. He must be doing...
I don't know. Maybe he's got like a day of the week where he's just doing admin work sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, anyway. I feel like we've gone off on so many tangents now. I'm almost lost.
Yeah, I don't have a clue what.
So, back to the content strategy. So,
that's what we were
I did a community post, and I asked people what sorts of things they watch. And the reason I chose to do a soft sit video is because a soft sit was by far the most repeated alternative to flat earth content. So I thought, well, I'll give a soft sit video a bash, see how people like it, and people did. So what are the sorts of things? So do you think I'm right about what I said earlier, that First Amendment auditors and soft sits are kind of one in the same? I know they're different. And yes, I know there's also British auditors, and I will cover them because I have covered them before. And they're always funny because they're trying to use the American Constitution to justify. None of it. It's just they're just idiots, aren't they? So what was that? Tangent TV. It's why Mr. Andrat, you are a proper live stream OG, and you always used to be here on a Sunday, so you know I can't stay on topic for more than 14 seconds before something happens to distract me. But yeah, with the content again, this harkening back to flat Earth, I just don't think if I dig my heels in and go, but no, I'm a flat Earth debunking channel, I don't think I'll still be here in 5 years. I really don't. I think the final experiments damage to flat Earth was so severe. So essentially, all the flat Earth debunkers should hate Will, because he's basically ruined flat Earth for us. But he's just exposed them for what they are, liars. Because even Nathan Oakley again, Dave Weiss, they were both offered to go to Antarctica completely free of charge, and they both said no. And Dave Weiss was the one of the flat earthers who was the most vocal when saying things like a 24-hour sun can't work on a flat. Oh, I've used the meme so many bloody times now. And I just think that it's petering out, because I look at all the debunking channels and everyone's views are down
on flat Earth. Yeah.
Everyone's views are down.
Yeah, I think we've also said this before, but I think that was such a publicized humiliation for flat earthers.
It was the biggest thing that's happened in flat Earth since I've been involved in that niche.
It was, it was gigantic. I sent you a clip which you had already seen, but they were talking about Will Duffy on Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. Yeah. Absolutely wild.
That's how much attention it got.
Yeah.
And that's why flat earthers have such a dislike for Will Duffy. Plus, he's kind of ruined their life. To a certain extent. But yeah, I just think that because I could have always, because it's very easy to do, and I'm not implying that anyone does this. In fact, I know that they don't. Don't you, boys? It would have been very easy for me to fake being a lot smarter than I am, because we've got the internet. Everybody has got the same information at their fingertips. So I think it would have been very easy for me to pretend to be, I could have named my channel Professor Blinder or Dr. Creaky or whatever, and, fake it till you make it. But I couldn't do that. That's because it's not
sustainable long term.
You can't pretend to be somebody you're not for an extended period of time and not slip up.
Yeah.
And then I was always of the opinion that would make me no better than the people I make videos about. So that's why I did it the way I did. But another part of the reason that I have developed I don't know if you would call it like a presentation style or that's what it would be, wouldn't it? Like my way of presenting dismantling flat Earth arguments is very different from Simon Dan, Fight Flat Earth, MC Toon, Planet Walk. All the guys. Dave McKeegan, I nearly called.
Dave Weiss again.
I nearly did it. Sorry. But yeah, and by doing that, I was always making sure that I could very easily just pivot and say, I haven't made videos about flat Earth for 2 years now, because there's always idiots on the internet, and I just react to different ones now. Well, not react. I shouldn't keep saying react because I'm not a reaction channel, am I? We've had this conversation privately, haven't we? I'm a commentary channel.
Yeah.
But part of the reason why my style of video is the way it is so that I can. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Couldn't catch you then. You were moving. Oh, you're over there now. You were moving so fast I couldn't catch. And now I'm knocking stuff over and getting flustered. Yeah, exactly. Because I've been asked this loads of times and on live streams. What would I do if flat Earth literally went and disappeared tonight? Nothing. I would just come in here in the morning.
Make a soft-sit video.
Yeah, probably type flat Earth into YouTube and go, oh, flat Earth doesn't exist. You mean to tell me it was all a dream? I would just, like Callum said, make a soft-sit video or a First Amendment auditor video. Moon landing denier. Just pick a conspiracy. That just because flat Earth is dead on its ass, it doesn't mean other conspiracies are going anywhere.
It seems like you got your pick of the bunch with these auditor type people as well, because I saw someone else. Sorry, I can't remember who it was in the chat, but the Aussie auditors tried to use the US Constitution too.
Yeah, I remember somebody talking about that.
Yeah, so I think that would be very fun to watch as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You'll always have FE believers like CC. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a certain element, like people like CC. CC is always the best example, and probably Level Earth Observer is as well. But there's nothing that could happen to either of those grown men that make the type of content they make. There's nothing you could do to them, show to them. There's no way you could take them that would make an ounce of difference to the fact that they will always continue to say that the Earth is flat.
You also said as well, even these days, CC doesn't actually mention flat Earth all that much.
He always puts flat Earth in the title of his video,
but never really talks about it.
But never really, he'll say, I don't know, pick a stupid. It's like clouds have eyes on our flat Earth.
Yeah, what was that thing?
I just got circumcised on our flat Earth. His titles mean nothing, but they always will have flat Earth in there.
Yeah.
Keywords.
Yeah.
It's not a stupid strategy. But I just can't see, even if we all had a gigantic YouTube whip round and raised enough money to send CC up to the ISS, I think he would still not believe that the Earth is a globe. He probably wouldn't even believe that he's on the ISS or that he's in space. Obvious rookie maneuver there. Everybody knows the space is fake, according to CC. So I don't think with somebody like them, there's anything anybody would be able to do. Ever. It doesn't matter. You could literally levitate them up to 500 miles above the Earth and point down and say, see, round. And they'd still go, oh no, it's the refraction and my left testicle feels like it's a bit swollen. And it's just nonsense. Like that monologue in my video.
Yeah.
A whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So they should be very familiar with it as flat earthers. Douchebag Boob, who's now my favorite name to read out. Can we get him a one-way ticket and can he come back to Earth when it's decommissioned? And I think it was like the Katy Perry rocket launch that caused such a kerfuffle on the internet. Yeah. That's not, by going to space standards, that expensive.
How much did they pay? It was like 200 grand.
Yeah, something 200, 225, $250,000 top.
Yeah.
So not like, oh yeah, only billionaires can go on this because it's $100 million a seat. It's not like that.
No, but there's very few people who have got a disposable 250K.
Yeah. No, I know. But what I was going to say is, like, if I'll use Dave Weiss because he's always the most vocal about it, but we'll shove Eric Dubé on there and hope he falls out on the way up. Even Dave Weiss has got a big enough audience and he's swindled enough people out of money with his app to be able to afford probably, because according to him, he's a Bitcoin millionaire. He's offering 6 Bitcoins for proof that the earth is a globe. So to me, Dave, by saying that you would offer, I think it was 6 Bitcoins at the last time I cared enough about you to check. But I think 6 Bitcoins is, Google it, Carl. I don't like these facts to be random. I think it was over 100K. Over 100K.
I'm gonna have to go on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go on the old
Yeah.
spot on the pewter and do a bit of Google foo. But so surely if he's
So currently 1 Bitcoin is 87,000 Great British pounds.
right,
So that's like just over 500,000 in Bitcoin.
yeah. So he claims
Buy 2 tickets to go up to have a look.
exactly.
Go on, go and have a look
So
for
he
yourself.
claims to own enough Bitcoin to be able to give 6 away to have somebody prove something to him, which we've known for thousands of years. And yet he can't either self-fund or he's got a big enough audience, a bigger audience than me.
They could crowdfund.
They could crowdfund 2 tickets on one of those rockets and they can literally go up there and prove how stupid we all are for believing that we live on a globe or accepting that we live on a globe rather. I always correct myself when I say belief because it does not come into it when you're talking about reality. Belief is only required to be a flat earther and the ability to lie through your teeth and your ass and have a little bit dribble out of your nostrils and your ears. But just stop being a pussy and fund it yourself or crowdfund it. Go and show us. If you were so confident in your position, Dave, then put up or shut up. You've had more than enough fun swindling people out of money for years and years and years. To me, I don't know where he came from. He literally seemed like I had never heard of him. And then all of a sudden, when I first saw him, because I got the attention span of an ant, I thought his channel was called Dearth,
Right.
which would have been very appropriate. Dearth.
Yeah.
But it's DITRH. It probably stands for something. I couldn't give a crap, to be honest with you. But then all of a sudden, he's everywhere. I will say this for him. He knows a hell of a lot about how to market himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's everywhere, Carl.
Yeah.
Type, not now, but type Dave Weiss into YouTube, pick a podcast. There'll be about 500 he's been on.
Really?
He's been on with Roseanne Barr. So he knows how to market himself.
She is a horrific
Yeah.
person.
But yeah, just get up there. You can afford it. Just fund the tickets, go up and show us that we were all wrong. You know, like you could have gone to Antarctica and shown how wrong we all were when we thought that there would be a 24-hour sun in December. And the reason we thought that was because that's exactly what's happened every other year. But you didn't go. That's a bit weird, Dave, for somebody who was confident enough to be offering nearly, what was it, Carl? $500,000 in Bitcoin?
Well, no, apparently in dollars, it's 716,000 USD.
Well, there we are. So he's got enough money to be able to afford to give away nearly $750,000. He can't buy a seat on one of them rockets.
Yeah.
Over to you, Dave.
That would be too easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it just...
They're never going to do it.
No, of course they're not. Especially somebody like Dave Weiss, because he makes way too much money by saying the earth is flat. And unfortunately, for the rest of humanity, there are still millions of people who are stupid enough to believe him.
Yeah.
And it still, even now, absolutely baffles me that there are still grown men and women saying that they think the earth is flat. It's like when you see these TikTok videos, what's his name, Eddie Banjo, Flat Earth Banjo, whatever the channel's called. He always puts together TikTok compilations. It's all high quality content. None of this is.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, you're an adult.
I know.
I've seen 5-year-olds make TikTok videos that are more coherent than anything you just said. It's absolutely insane.
I read. I don't watch a lot of what flat earthers and all them kind of people say, but I read the comments, and especially on TikTok, I seem to have found a formula that really winds flat earthers up with the hook. And you just got to read through those comments to be like, there's not much going on upstairs for any of these people.
Sticking with TikTok for a minute, this just reminded me of something. I was gutted, right? So, have you ever had a guy come up on TikTok and he'll basically have a piece of A4 cardboard and it says, "Prove to me God doesn't exist"?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's an American guy, obviously.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
America, but they nearly always are. So, I was in, so my nightly routine is exactly the same. Turn everything off. I go and have a pee in the downstairs bathroom. Mrs. B goes upstairs, does Mrs. B stuff. Well, I don't know what middle-aged women need to do before they go to bed, but it seems to take about 45 minutes. So I'm sitting on the pan now, just mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, and a quick glance at my, oh bloody hell, I'm knackered, I'm going to bed. And this guy was there, proved to me God doesn't exist. So I typed in the chat, which one?
Yeah.
Next thing I had an invite off him, but I was sitting there on the pan with my strides on my ankles. I couldn't exactly jump on a TikTok live.
Yeah.
And then by the time I came out to the bar and I went in the kitchen, he'd gone offline.
Oh, nightmare.
Because it was like, I don't know what he was going to say, but it's like, prove to me God doesn't exist. How do you prove a negative?
Yeah, that always bugs me about.
Yeah, it's just absolute nonsense that people like him say. They think it's like a gotcha moment, but it really isn't. Douchebag boob. Not enough money to buy a second brain cell. I don't know if he's offering to give away $750,000, we could all be wrong.
Ooh, super chat. Thank you.
Oh, see, we haven't got a super sticker.
Oh, we don't. Oh, we need to.
Ooh, super sticker. Thank you.
There we are. That'll be in the Google Drive tomorrow, and then not on the live stream next week.
Because the other one we recorded live in front of a studio audience. Last week is still in the Google Drive. I forgot to action it, but I did remember to put your. Oh, my finger goes behind.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Well, yeah. I'm not actually on the screen, mind.
I'm trying to poke you. I put your Dune Chicken logo there, and you haven't even noticed this. You're ungrateful.
What?
I put, if you need any editing done, Callum might be your man, and check out his work at dunechickenediting.com.
Where?
It's a very long ticker in there.
Oh, right. Okay.
I
haven't.
Keep an eye on my ticker. I put that in there earlier. Anyway, I don't have a problem with faith and belief, but to take something ancient written during a time of limited scientific knowledge and understanding as factual and real, it's a good set of stories representing the models and ideas of the time. That's the thing, see, and I'm not going to get into religion because it just cooks my brain. That's why I don't make much. It's not anti-religion, it's just creationists. And yeah, I know Will's a creationist. Amazing. It's just a really old storybook. Burning Bush.
Yeah, I've just done exactly what you do. I was about to say something and it's completely vanished from my brain.
Yeah, there we are. It must be catching.
Yeah,
contagious.
It's contagious in this room.
I know you're not a new member, but Skill Dude. Skill Dude. You've been a member for 31 months. Thank you, pal. Very much appreciated. Dang, I still don't get Welsh. I'm getting there. I wonder how many people who watch me still struggle to understand what I'm saying. I bet there's still
probably
a reasonable amount of people who have, for example, subscribed to me and got frustrated and gone, I can't understand anything this guy's saying.
Yeah, because I will say, and I'm not going to tell on myself by saying which accent, but I'm kind of the same. You know, sometimes if someone's got like a really thick accent that I'm unfamiliar with, I sometimes can't get past that.
I'm terrible with accents. I can't tell one accent from another half the time. there's just the way we speak and the way everyone else. Canadians, American, unless they say about, not a clue. New Zealanders and Australians, unless they're talking about the deck out on their patio, not a clue what they're talking, which one's which, unless they happen to be Maori and they've got the fate, you know. But Christopher Shapley, DVM, CVA, CVCH, CVFT, Spanner, little logo, member for 67 months, and a picture of you looking all handsome. Here's a math challenge. If it's any more advanced than 7 times 3, I probably would have to put the BRB card back up and whip my calculator out or take my shoes and socks off.
Yeah, I cannot do maths for shit.
I can do arithmetic. Arithmetic is a big difference. I can go around the supermarket with my shopping trolley and nail it to within. My best has been to within £1. My worst within £5 by adding it up as I go around.
But that's the thing, see, is with especially we've had this conversation before. It's slightly different now, but Welsh school, that's a problem.
Yeah,
I don't even know what arithmetic means.
Mathematics.
Yeah, but that was never
but
in my vocabulary because I was educated in Welsh.
Yeah, in my brain, all arithmetic is.
I've heard that word, obviously.
It's more like adding 10 plus £17.50 plus £18.25 plus £19.60 plus £3.90, you know, that kind of thing.
I'm trying to remember what that was called in school.
But as far as like complex math, I find that difficult to get a good understanding of. Which is the sort of things flat earthers love to hear people like me saying, but the reason it's probably such a foreign concept to them is because what I just did then was tell the truth. No, you should try it. It's awesome. Scotty Orange, I can tell you put a lot of effort into being understood by everyone. I do, pal. I do. Because the thing is, the way most people speak in Swansea, it's not that it's slang, but it's kind of, we join words together and we chop letters off the beginning of, you know, I've got years on the side of my head. I've been making YouTube videos for years and I'm sitting here. It's just, so do you know what I mean? And I think if I just came in one day and kind of forgot who I was making a video for, I think I would be, you know, because, you know, even if I say to somebody, I've got to speak clear, I've got to speak easy. I've got to speak clearly, otherwise you would have no idea what I'm talking about. But really, I'd say to you, Carl, I got to speak to these people like so they know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
And that's how I would say it to you.
Yeah.
So it's not got to, it's gotta.
Yeah.
Gotta get it. As my grandpa Tom used to say.
Yeah.
Gotta get it.
I think it's just a lot. It's the same with a lot of places. It's like local dialects, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get used to talking to each other in a very familiar way.
Yeah. It's the same. And I'll admit this because I don't care. When you're on holiday, you're in Spain.
Yeah.
You're on a cruise. You're up Mount Everest. And you meet another Welsh person. I guarantee that is the Welshest you have been since you landed in that country.
100%.
Oh my God, you're from Swansea, Marshall. How tiny.
It happened when me and Jordan were traveling. Us Welsh don't get out very much. We met very, very few Welsh people.
Our ankle change only goes as far as the Severn Bridge, see, but mine's got a combination lock on it, and I know it, so I can go pop to England if I need to.
And almost every person we met said that we were their first Welsh people they'd met on their travels, and some of them had been traveling for 6 months.
Yeah.
A group of Australian boys called Welsh people like shiny Pokemons in Australia.
Yeah.
Like you always know when you find one and they're super rare, so it's exciting.
Yeah.
But there's but yeah, we were on Koh Tao, I think, an island in the south of Thailand, and we were on a bar crawl, and there was a girl and she was from Port Albert.
Yeah.
And me and Jordan, it was the most exciting thing that had happened that day.
Yeah.
Just hearing that accent.
Yeah.
And being like, where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, Port Albert. And we're like, that's like down the road.
Yeah.
It was just it's the most exciting thing ever. And then all of a sudden, the Welsh accent comes out thicker and faster than ever.
It just seems to naturally happen.
Mhm.
And another thing that I found funny about America, when we were there and we would interact with people, and most of these people were from New Jersey or New York, Atlantic City, because that's kind of where we were. Quite a high number of them would say, "Oh, where are you from?" And it's obviously the way I speak. And I say, "Oh, I'm from Wales." And a lot of them were like, "Oh, lovely."
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm going, "You don't know where Wales is, do you? You've never heard of it, have you?" And it's weird to me.
It was so funny. Another thing that happened out there is, like the stall people, and they'll always, they were shouting Bob Marley at Jordan because he got dreadlocks, and they'll always try and do something to catch your attention. And
they were doing that to me in New York. I had the guy come up behind me, and he was a lovely, I don't know, maybe in his 60s, approaching 70, black guy, and he said, he said, "I love your dreads." And he was telling me about it. He had his from when he was like a tiny boy. He was from, I can't remember if it was from Jamaica or Barbados.
Yeah.
But one of the two. And it was such a cool interaction. I could have literally chatted to him for hours and hours and hours. But he was one of the people, when I said about Wales,
he didn't have a clue.
He was like, I said, in the UK, the UK, that he kind of knew the UK.
Yeah.
But it's weird, but if I pulled out a shotgun now and forced you to name every American state, I bet you couldn't.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Definitely
See
not.
it? And probably Americans are like, why don't you know all the states?
Yeah.
Everyone knows every American knows, well, do they? I don't know. Is that kind
probably not?
Is that kind of a thing? Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of Americans who don't know that you can't eat the plastic egg inside the Kinder Surprise. So
yeah.
Well,
wait, just before we move on, the point I was making was, they say something to get your attention.
Yeah.
Well, I accidentally called someone's bluff, and I didn't know I was doing it at the time.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" And we said, "Wales." "Oh, Wales. Oh, I love Wales." And that's how he said it. I was like, "Oh, really? What do you love about Wales?" "Oh, Wales, man. Wales."
Did he start going,
"I love the whales."
Oh, I bet he was going, killer whales,
Yeah.
humpback whales, sperm whales. I love them all.
He just kept repeating Wales back to me. And I was like, okay. I just walked off.
Americans are so ignorant about anything outside the US. The thing is, I was surprised to learn, and I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of Americans have literally never left America. They haven't even got a passport.
Yeah.
But I imagine, from the very limited time I've spent in the country and the limited amount of the country I've seen, that it's so enormous, and really they've got everything there they need.
Yeah, you can spend time in any type of climate.
Yeah. So
without leaving the US.
Yeah. So if we go on holiday, we jump on a plane, we fly for 3 hours, we're in Spain, 8 hours, we're in America. Was it 14 hours? I think is it Thailand, Australia,
Asia,
Asia,
12, 12 plus hours.
But in America, you can jump in, you can't drive for 12 hours and
still be in the same state.
Still be in the same state. So
yeah,
I suppose I get why a lot of Americans haven't got a passport. But
if you're from like Minnesota,
America isn't the whole world, and that's one thing I see is that a lot of Americans see, like, my favorite thing to bring up, because Americans know I love them. They're the biggest part of my audience, and I wouldn't even be here without America. But and that's also because a lot of the flat earthers are from America.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I can't, even though I said they've got everything they need there, that doesn't mean they've got everything there. They haven't got the Gower coastline with some of the best beaches in the world. They haven't got Bondi Beach in America. They haven't got
America, Australia.
Australia. I'm getting carried away now. I nearly fell off my soapbox then. You know, they haven't got the Great Barrier Reef or the coral formations in the Caribbean. And do you know what I mean? So there's so much of the world to see.
They've got a version of everything, but they haven't got the
it's
real. Impossible to have everything because,
of course it is.
You know, you've got to go to the other side of the world to see.
There we are, Ben. You've got to be Welsh to find that funny. They haven't got Aberdare.
Yeah.
You're right. Or Merthyr Tydfil. Yeah. Or Bonny Mine.
Yeah.
They don't know, you know. Chris took us to the art gardens, Chris. Oh, I'm such a terrible person for remembering stuff. But it was near Trenton. So Chris took us to Trenton, which is the capital of New Jersey, which I always thought was N, but it shows what I know. But apparently Trenton is like, it's not, you don't want to go to Trenton. I couldn't have driven to Trenton on my own and just, you know, walked around the streets and gone in one of the convenience stores. Grounds for Sculpture. Thank you, Christopher Shapley. Grounds for Sculpture. Beautiful place. But it's kind of where we had to travel to visit that place. And it's it's a park, Chris, and all these art sculptures are dotted. It's brilliant. I loved it there. Absolutely loved it. But it's we've got things like that in like Singleton Park.
Yeah.
We've got a 300 million year old tree sticking out of the ground outside Swansea Museum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
I think, like with the US, it's like their history is rich, but it's not very long.
Yeah.
So you know, I wouldn't even think twice about walking past a church that is 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even look at that and go, "Whoa."
Yeah, you would just.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, that's just St. Fred's Church. Or
I mean,
whatever.
I think
I've been in there, or I used to ride my bike in the car park of the. It's nothing to us.
Yeah, and
not nothing. No, but I know it's so ordinary to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like I'm sort of. But you have a huge Kai. Chris, I hate to say it, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a museum. Everything
honestly,
in the British
Chris,
Museum.
I cannot wait for Chris to come to Wales. It's gonna blow his mind, you know, because some of the another good example that I like to talk. Remember when we were in London and we went to the hat shop, oldest hat shop in the world?
Yeah,
it's older than America, and I don't mean the continent. I don't mean the country. I mean it's been a hat shop longer than America has been America, if that makes sense. It existed before Chris Columbus crashed into the Jersey Shore and got rammed on a waffle and ice cream cone
and started slipping all over the Guitos.
Yeah.
1676 that hat shop opened.
Yeah. So it's bonkers. Oh, Chris, we've got a list of castles, St. Fagans or Fagans, depending.
I really want to go there again. I haven't been there for a long time. It was
really cool, really cool. And you've only got to pay for the car park. You know, but we want to like take Chris to London because, you know, London, there'll be things in London that are like that hat shop that are older than his home country.
Oh, there's pubs scattered all over the country that are, again, older than the USA. The USA!
Yeah. So my favourite old man thing to say when I meet a young person, like, for example, I don't know, let's say one of Jordan's mates, and I got a belt older than you. Well, I literally have got a... If you're younger than Callum, who's now 29...
Yeah.
I've got a belt older than you. I bought this belt like 30 years ago. But London has got a hat shop that's older than you, America. So there's a Masonic lodge in Swansea, Chris. I'll drop you off there. You can give him the old.
The one in Swansea, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they everywhere? Are they in like pretty much every city?
I only know about the one that's in Swansea
Yeah.
because somebody I knew when I was a kid. Her mother worked as a waitress in the Masonic
Oh,
Lodge.
was it?
Yeah, and it was all just really wealthy businessmen. And I don't know. Either way, our Ben Speed said there's one in Neath as well.
I reckon they're like Diddy parties. That's what I think, Chris.
Yeah.
They're just oiling each other up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was another thing from the Osbournes. Sharon was trying to marry her off to her Diddy.
That's weird. Kelly Osbourne was like 15 during
No,
that.
she was 18 when this happened. She had literally just turned. No, she was 17. It was before her 18th birthday. But yeah, it's a funny one. A very funny one. In what's that? No, a little factoid. What has Canada been Canada for? In 1603, 1604, there was a French colony near me. Bloody hell, how old are you? That failed, but then moved to Nova Scotia.
That's why Canada's kind of like split up between like the British colonialism and the French colonialism in it. That's why.
Yeah. Have you seen the Canadian guy on TikTok? Got a short, neatly trimmed beard, and he always rips on America. That's where I got the Americans are too stupid to know that they can't eat the plastic part of a Kinder Egg.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it from.
I might have
next
seen
time, and he'll call like geese, murder turkeys, and he's got like funny names for all the animals in that are quite common in Canada. But yeah, I'll send. You can guarantee now there'll be no videos from him now for months. Brian is a water buffalo. For not being active for years. Please subscribe. I'm not going to the US for a while because the idiots in DHS White House think I shouldn't exist. Magical cackle. Now then, very interesting little factoid. I'm of the opinion at the moment, and a lot of people who watch me seem to share the opinion that it's probably not the best plan for me to go to America at the moment. I probably wouldn't do well in one of these camps. Now, I can see the flag that Magical Cackle as in the comment. Why couldn't I remember what that's called? The thing that my whole life. Anyway, so a good friend of mine. I've spoken about Danielle many times on stream, and maybe one day I'll get her on. Danielle's been a guest with Daniel Batal, and it was a very, very interesting and open and frank conversation. Yeah. But anyway, she's going back and forth to America every 5 minutes. And she said, for her, no difference. But I, at the moment, share your opinion, Magical Cackle. I don't think I would be completely comfortable.
I also will point out, not to air anyone's business but I think your tax bracket determines your treatment at the minute.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. Yeah. Even Americans like Christopher Shapley, DVMC, VA, CBC, HCVFT are saying horrible time to go. But it's sad, isn't it? I haven't been to every country in the world, obviously, but to me, going to America is really exciting. There's so many different things to do and see. Foods we haven't got that we can try. Even going to Wawa and buying a giant soft drink that you can sort of paddle around in outside. It's all kind of, look at this guy. This is so, look how big the drink, that kind of thing.
I think the internet was the worst PR disaster to happen to the States, because I think a lot of that excitement comes from, for you, the same as me, we grew up watching a lot of American TV and American films. So, Hollywood and New York City, that they were these magical places. Yeah. And then it was like the whole world got rug pulled. Yeah. When we started started picking apart, that it's not this wonderland of where dreams come true. Yeah. It's a real place with some very real problems. Yeah. And I don't know where I was going with that.
Cobra chickens. I think Mr. Andrat knows who I'm speaking about. But he's very funny. Yes, very, very funny indeed. Have I talked about everything that I hadn't planned to talk about anyway? I think I have.
Been another one of those this week. I have no idea what we've even.
Yeah, it's just been like a proper. One thing I want people to do, right? And you can do this if you don't mind, and if you've got 5 minutes to spare, you can either do it, before. I think what do we leave this live for about another hour after we finish, just to give people a chance to finish watching it who may have joined late and have gone back.
Yeah, I tend to leave it up for about an hour and then I pull it down.
So, if it's still up and you want to comment below this. But if not, when it's re-uploaded on Tuesday, comment under that video. I'm wondering what sort of guests you would like me to get on. Now, I wasn't going to tell you this, but I'm going to because I'm excited about it. And if I can get him on, it'll be brilliant. I've been speaking to Desert File, the gravity guy. We all know who he is. And
Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
yeah, him. And I think if I can get him on, I think it's going to be a very relevant conversation because obviously he shares the same disdain for flat earthers that the rest of us do. So I think it will be a very interesting conversation. But if there's anyone you can think of, and it's got, it's no good saying, see if you can get Donald Trump on or Elon Musk, because it's not going to happen, or Joe Rogan. But if there's somebody, maybe it's another creator I'm not aware of that you find interesting and you think it would make a good episode, let me know in the comments, either below this stream or if you're watching this on a re-upload in the comment section below, because it's just, as much as I love doing streams like this, when there's a guest on, it just makes for a more interesting conversation. So let me know. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Thank you for everybody that stuck around until the end. I know that these streams don't exactly do huge numbers, but Greg, I'm working on sick. He just keeps saying yes and then not saying when, but we will get him on. Yeah. Right to CC. CC. God, I don't know if I could even have a conversation with MC.
I would love.
I think I would just lose my shit straight away.
I don't know. See, it would depend how authentic he actually is in his videos.
Yeah.
Because if he's actually like that, then yeah, I think you'd lose your rag.
Because I seem to remember, and I know I've already almost said goodbye, but I will shut up and bugger off now. I seem to remember that MC Toon actually rang him once live on stream, and he was very, very timid on the phone. Very timid, very agreeable, and.
But that's what I wonder is if during a conversation, would it be possible to have a good conversation with him, or is that person we see on camera?
Yeah,
is that the man?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's what I was getting at when I remember when we had Dave McKeegan on, and I said to Dave, "Were the flat earthers that were there? Were they always flat earthers, or were you able to have conversations with them as just another guy that had nothing to do with anything you were there to look at?" Discover, discuss.
One of them is also into photography, and
and they had some commonality there.
Bonded over photography, even though they had these. But yeah, I wonder if there would be any kind of world where some bridge would form between you and CC, where you can get in a room, not in a room together, you're in different countries.
Yeah,
but even better, if the next time you're in the US of A, that would be cool.
Yeah,
to meet him.
It would, yeah. But yeah, if anybody can think of anybody that's gettable and you think would make for an interest, and they haven't even got to have anything to do with this niche. It could just be somebody you think is an interesting person. I'll talk to anybody as long as I haven't got to do it in person.
I'd love to get some sort of professional sciencer on you, some kind of physicist.
We need to get Forrest Falk guy back on. We do. Or Gutsick Gibbon, Erica. She is such a nice girl, and she is so. It's like she's almost got brains bulging out of the side of her head. She's so smart.
Is it?
And she's really good at explaining things as well. So that even somebody who isn't, I don't know, is Erica a paleontologist or a geologist? I think she might be. Get Kent Hovind and Forrest Falk guy. Can you imagine getting on,
Oh my
getting on
God.
together? But yeah, I suppose I could reach out to Erica again. Perhaps she'd like to come on for a conversation again, and definitely Forrest Falkai, because I'm kind of loosely in touch with Forrest anyway. I will pick his brains from time to time if it's got something to do with creation. But anyway, it's 8:05 now, and it's taken me ages to say goodbye, so I'm going to shut up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. for a normal video. Love you. Bye. Wow.
Thank you all for watching Creaky Live. Don't forget to follow me on all of your social media platforms.